Hey guys, it's BW and we're back out in the garage. A lot of our exhaust pieces came in. In fact, everything came in except for the mufflers. I'm not sure I ordered all the right parts, but it looks like I got enough to get started and have a little bit of fun with it. I've never built a custom exhaust before. It's not really that difficult. We're going straight out and we're going to dump right in front of the back tires. The hardest thing I think is going to be trying to figure out how we want to come out of this header. I'm working out a plan for that right now. Why don't you guys stick around and check us out. Alright guys, I want to take a minute to show you what I'm thinking. I think it might work out, but I got backup plans in case it doesn't. So let me show you what we got. Alright, so the first thing is I'm laying these parts out. This is a 45. I think I'm going to end up getting rid of the expanded piece. I'm not sure yet. I'm leaving it for now. But you see this mark on here, and all I did was I shoved the pipe inside this so I could measure from here to here, and I know where I want to kind of cut these off. All right, I'm going to go a little bit below that because I need a little bit of play this way and that way. All right, so then I also made a template for the flange in case I mess it all up. I can make some homemade ones. It's always good to have a backup plan. Notice the gloves. My hands are like 40 grit sandpaper from the weather, so bear with me here. All right, so I want to bring the camera off of the stand and show you what I'm looking at here. Right. The header coming out right here. All right, and I'm thinking what I want to do. Got a level here as well. I was gonna just take this pipe, stick it up in here like this, get it as high as I can, and get it level. And once it's level, I want to run a marker line around that and trim that. And I'm also trimming that collector bolt-on piece because it's basically the same as this. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And we can always cut this back later, determining where we want to have our little wide dump from Doug's headers. I'm thinking like right here where the camera is right now. So I may have to cut the pipe back a little bit, but that's where I'm at. I got to make those two cuts, see how it's going to work out. Hopefully it's all right. I think it is. You know what, guys, remember, it's only metal. Well, we got a welding machine, and everything's anything you want it to be when you have a welder. So just give me a second to get things set up, and I want to bring you guys right back in. All right, guys, well, I want to show you what I just got done doing. I didn't cut anything yet, and I kind of flipped it around a little bit, and I just want to show you what I did. So first of all, let me show you this piece of pipe right here. All right, you can see how the line starts here, and it gets smaller and goes back out to bigger. What I did was I shoved it up into the header. Like I said, I put the level until it was level on there, and then I drew the line, okay? And then once I did that, I came over here, and I did the opposite of what I just said. Remember that first line I did? I'm changed my mind on that. I come over and I set this on top of the collector piece, like so, nice and straight, and then I drew a line around that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, then I'm going to cut this angle, then I'm going to bolt that onto the header, and I want to lay this angle up against this straight cut here, and I'm hoping that it is level at that point. Now what we may find, and I think we probably will, this is going to bring it down some, and it's going to be a little lower than I want it to be, I think. But that's okay, because then we can just transfer this line and bring it up a little bit. When I say transfer, it's like, okay, so move it up on whatever this is, 1.5 inches maybe. But I'm not sure that amount's going to matter. But that's what I want to start with. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make these two cuts, and then I'm going to bring you guys right back in. Okay guys, well, I felt like this was a good time to bring you back in. You can see I trimmed this collector piece on that scribed line we did, or that markered line. And I also cut the pipe on that angle that we wanted. So I wanted to just bring you in real quick and show you that when I set it on there, I get the cut lined up, bring it straight out, that's level. Okay, oh, it's come off a little bit. Okay, but it's just as I suspected. This collector piece brought us down a little lower than I'd like the exhaust to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this collector piece back off. I'm going to put the pipe back up into the header and trim it again on the exact same angle. I'll be able to rescribe that exact same line again, and that will bring the pipe up some. All right, so that's my next move. All right, guys, well, I ended up cutting this piece 2 more times, the exact same thing. I took this off, shoved it up into the header until I was satisfied with the height. This pipe's gonna go right here. I'll square it up, ensure that it's level. It's pretty close right there. It's a little, right there is right where it needs to be, and I'll square it up and I'll put a tack. And then once I get it tacked, then we're gonna try to work on our Y cutout and see how, if we wanna cut this back any, if we're gonna be satisfied with where the dump's gonna be with the flange. So let me get set up and we'll get this tacked, and then we'll move on to the next phase. All right, guys, it seems to be in a happy place right now. It's level, it's inside the lines. So our next move would be for our little Y dump that we got from Doug's headers. This came with clamps, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do a weld. But I'm gonna measure it out first. I think it's too far back right here. See how far back it comes? Let me see if I can get over here and show you. Yeah, I mean, it's about I don't know, 8 inches into where the door is. I'd like it a little further back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this piece here. I'm gonna lay it up beside here, right before the bend where it is. And that's about, you know, about 2 inches into where the door is, and I'm happy with that. And I'll just scribe a little line, then I'll get a pipe wizard, and we'll cut that off, and then we'll slide this on and tack it too. I might put a little down kick on it, not too much. I really don't want the exhaust hanging down too much. We'll see what it looks like when we get with it. Now this pipe here, we got it tacked on. It's come out really good. It's a little sidestepped a tiny bit, but I'll be able to blend it real nice with the welder. It's in a good spot. So we're genuinely pleased with that. It's going to be pretty cool. All right, so that's where I'm at. Let me mark this, cut this, slide this back on, and I'll tack it, bring you guys back in. It's getting kind of late, so that's probably going to be the last job I do on this tonight. So just give me a minute and I'll get back with you. All right, guys, well, there it is. We got it welded on there. Our little dump right there, okay? So all I did was I put this where I wanted it. And when I say pipe wizard, I just took a piece of paper and wrapped it around there so I got a nice straight cut it. Then I slid it on, so you still, the piece is still about this long, it slides in. But like I say, I'm not using the clamps. We're gonna weld everything, so we're just gonna weld this seam out and be done with it. So my plan is that from here out, I have a cover for this, obviously. I bought enough pipe. I think I bought 2 48-inch pieces. I probably got way too much, but it's better to have too much than not enough. So I want to come out a little bit with pipe, and I'm waiting for the mufflers to get here, and I kind of want to space them about halfway through to the doors, where the doors are, just kind of nice and even. Then another piece of pipe, and we'll have them dump at the back right there. There's a couple different ideas I have for how I want it to dump back there at the tire. We'll get into that when we get that far. But this was a nice start. I'm gonna have to repeat this process on the passenger side to get it the same way, because it's kind of, you know, a little tricky doing that. But once we got that done, man, it looks pretty good, real good. And it is level. If I come out here and put it, I'll show you the bubble. It's a hair favoring the left line right here, but that's only because of this flange. If you see, there's just that tiny bit of play right there. When we tighten that flange up, it's perfect. I just didn't tighten it back up that time. So that's where we're at. I like where the dump landed. You can see it's not way over here now. We moved it back. It's like right here. It's like, I don't know, about 1.5 inches into the door right there. It's pretty cool. Like I say, once I sandblast all this and we paint it all the same color, it's going to be really cool. It's got that aluminizing on it, or galvanizing or something, but You know, we grind that off and make the weld, and once we sandblast it all up, get it all the same color, it's gonna look really cool. All right, so that's it for tonight. We'll continue this video tomorrow or the next day. I'm hoping when the exhaust pipe gets here, we'll just continue on this. But we got a couple other things going, a couple other videos going, so we're just gonna keep rolling and doing the best we can. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, it's BW. I'm out here puttering around the garage, watching some DD Speed Shop, learning about Mers Volvo. But anyway, I wanted to bring you guys in. You know I'm working on the exhaust, and I had to take a stop from that job, and I want to bring you down off the camera and show you why. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing actually. Tiano, the Tri-5 guy, got a hold of me when he found out I was going to dump my exhaust right here in front of the back tire. And that's the way he had his gasser set up initially, and he said he was being overwhelmed with fumes. And he suggested that I dump them behind the rear, right back there by where the frame ends. And I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take his advice on that, because I don't want to get fumed out. I want to be able to have a good time in this car and not gag every time I gotta turn it on and go for a ride. All right, so we gotta bring the exhaust in, and I'm gonna get it up behind this frame rail, run it all the way back, up over the rear, and dump it right in front of the back part of the frame there, the very back part of the frame by the splash pan. All right, but I have to stop for a couple reasons. One, now I don't have nearly enough fittings for the job. You know, we're gonna have to get some more fittings to make that happen. But the most important reason why, aside from not having the parts obviously, is we don't have our ladder bars on yet. And I need all these parts in there so I can overcome the obstacles, because I don't want to build the exhaust and then it be in the way of the ladder bars and vice versa, because the tubes on my rear are shortened, and there's only a couple places that you can actually put these ladder bars and have it sitting correctly. You know, you got the big tube vent right there, and the brake line's on the top, and then the short distance over is where the shackles and the perches are. So there's we only got a very short window where we can put our ladder bars. So I want to get those installed. All right. So I got to get all these cleaned up. I got to get the little rust off of them, dust them off, paint them up. All right. I got to press in the bushings on them yet. And I got to weld these plates onto the rear. But before I do that, I have to get my pinion angle set, obviously, and weld the perches on the rear. Because right now I've only got the shackles pinching the perches. So we got to loosen them up, and we got to find, I'm going to have to get with my buddy Bart and borrow his digital angle finder. We're going to have to set this pinion angle, weld the perches, and then we're going to have to install these ladder bars. All right. And the catch bar is going to be up here somewhere. So I need to get all these things installed so that I know where I can run our exhaust pipe safely to the back. Kind of excited about it. I've been wanting to do these ladder bars actually since I got them. I got them from John Teinberg, same place I got my Nicky's front package kit with the straight axle and all. So I've been gnawing and itching to get these things put in anyway. So this job's going to take precedence, and it's going to move to the front of the line. I'm going to need to get Kim out here to update the big board over there, or the marker board on the door, because I'm going to get a bunch of things going at once. All right. I've been telling you guys I got a couple things going at once. Well, now we got another thing going. Man, this camera, there it goes. All right, so that's where I'm at. I'm going to go in and edit out what I do have, and I'll put it up so that you guys get some update on the car. There's not going to be anything getting finished this week, obviously, but that's all right, man. We got a lot of stuff going on. We're midway through the brake job with my friend Kevin. That's another video that's in the works, about halfway done, a little more than halfway done. I've been working at getting the parts in here for the steering. We got almost everything except for the rubber for the clamp for our steering column. I even got some other details for that job that are coming up that you'll see. But for right now, I can't wait. I'm going to get started on this. I've been wanting to do it for a while. I'm excited about it. I can't wait. So Look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. We'll be putting in ladder bars. Actually, we're going to be setting pinion angles, getting ready to put in ladder bars. All right, so till next time, take care, everybody.